Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Service Podcast. I am your host, Sister Stephanie.
And I am your host, Sister Sally.
And we are obviously in a new location today. We are filming outside. We're filming inside of my apartment. We have beautiful Miami behind us, so we kind of like this little switch up. We're feeling it. I feel like this is a little bit more our vibe. We're currently in the process of looking for our own space to have designated just for Sunday service, and we don't have that just yet. So until then, we're experimenting a little bit, but I think we're feeling this. Let us know what you guys think. What do you feel about it?
I like it. I feel cozy.
Like, this is just the big, cozy leather couch.
It feels a little more like our vibe.
Yeah.
Aesthetically.
And then obviously I'm so happy because I have my guest here, my baby, Thor. And it just feels really comfortable to just like sit on your couch, be with my dogs, chill like we would chill on a normal day of us just like hanging out and talking shit on the couch. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing here, and we're just so excited. You ready?
Yeah, well, let's get into it. So we had an idea for a topic. It came about when I lost my phone a couple weeks ago. I got it stolen. And it happened to be over a holiday weekend, so I was without a phone for about 3 days. And I have a laptop, so I was able to iMessage that way. I actually, for the first day, I think I didn't even have my laptop. I just sat in my thoughts.
It's like you forget that there's other ways you can still communicate with people.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh my God, what do I do? I don't have a phone.
And I never remember a password to save my life. So I couldn't log into my Instagram. All I had was my boyfriend's phone. And so anybody who had his number could contact me that way. And that's 2 people. So,
Probably kind of felt good though.
It did. After a second, it did feel good. I was like, oh, poor me for a minute. But then once I was forced to sit there and do things that didn't involve me being on my phone, it was kind of nice.
Yeah. You're like, wow, there's actually a lot more time in the day than I thought. Because for some reason, and I think everyone knows this, but 30 minutes on your phone goes by like that, and then 30 minutes just meditating or sitting on the motherfucking toilet is like a year. Or 30 minutes, even a minute plank feels like it's forever. But when you're on your phone, it's time just goes by, and then all of a sudden it's 6 o'clock or it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and you've been scrolling on TikTok for 5 hours, and you're like, what am I doing with my life?
I even think we went to the beach that day, and I had never really sat on the beach without my phone.
I love that.
I literally just laid there, went in the ocean, chilled, listened to music.
I think it's a lot more necessary than we even think to really disconnect like that and just be off the grid. I'm not saying take a Instagram hiatus or really take a break from social media, but even giving yourself a full day or a day out of your house to just not be on your phone and be completely present is really necessary.
Even just an hour.
Yeah.
To channel that energy into something else is crazy. And especially when you're around other people, when you're supposed to be enjoying each other's company, and you're just, my biggest thing is I always go to restaurants and I see all the tables around me and they're all just sitting there all on their phones. Nobody's talking to each other. Everyone's looking down, and I'm like, how are we It's
we're robots at this point. It doesn't, it's not natural. It's not natural human behavior. We're so consumed and still connecting with so many different people when we should be connecting with the people we're sitting face to face with. It's really crazy. I am the most mindful of that. I actually really am. And anyone who's watching this and anyone who knows me in person, if I don't get back to your message or if I don't get back to you right away, it's really not for any other reason other than the sheer fact that I am so present in my life that I can't multitask. And answer a text and be having a conversation with someone in person. Like, I don't know how to do it. It's a blessing and a curse, because I do find that, like, or I really do feel that I am as present as I can possibly be while still like being kind of present on like social media and stuff.
Yeah.
But the only time I'm mindlessly scrolling will be at night, and it'll fuck up my whole sleeping schedule. Like, even that is too much.
It is.
You know?
And I think we like haven't even realized like how much this has like progressed in life. Like from,
It's only gonna get worse, bitch.
I mean, like when I was 18, 19, I didn't like, that was when Instagram was first coming out.
And how
Like,
good was life?
like, I don't even like, we used to just like walk around and like go, you know, do
I mean,
shit
obviously
outside.
shit's changed because we're older and we're not just like chilling with our friends
Right.
and stuff. But even in moments where, you know, like any everyday thing that you did then, when like it wasn't so, everything was so accessible on our phones, like we was out and about. We were busy. We were probably connecting with more people. I know I was. And it's so crazy because now that I'm thinking about that in this exact moment, I'm like, whoa, like, did my life really change, or is it just the fact that like the world has changed and everyone is kind of like in their own world, and you know, not, and obviously everyone is really in their own world, but everyone is so stuck in their phones and staying in the same little bubble that you're trapped in, and people are not outside like making connections like they used to. Obviously there's exceptions, but for the most part, like the digital world is it's literally a world that we're all completely submerged in every hour of the fucking day.
Especially now that there's so many people that made social media a career. That
Oh yeah, I mean, it's everything.
it's like their whole lives. And
Yeah, it's not like you know, work all day and then you come home and you're on your phone. No, like your work is your phone. You're on your phone all day. Even, I mean, for us, we use it, you know, it's a huge part of my life. Like when I had my Instagram involuntarily stolen from me 3 times last year, I was, you know, obviously it was just Instagram, and I did have TikTok and whatever other social media platforms that I have. But even then, like, that was a lot of time off my phone, and it was a productive time in my life, even if it was, you know, a couple weeks or like a month at a time.
and like I feel like people have lost some. I say people like I'm talking about, you know, specific people, but I'm talking about everybody, including myself. But they lose sight of like what it means to make an actual genuine connection, even if it is resulting in like as a result of like a business thing. Like your genuine connections with a human versus like your social media connections with people are completely different.
Yeah, you know, I know so many people through social media, people that I've actually never even had a real conversation with in real life, but I don't know them from a hole in the wall in person. So do I really know them, or do we just know each other because I know, you know, everything about your life through social media? Like you know, when someone's like on their period, like that's like really crazy personal shit, you know, or like when someone just had a crazy breakup, like we're so overstimulated with other people's bullshit, like besides our own and whatever we have going on and the people around us. But like, it's kind of crazy, and it's at such an
Kind of
insane,
creepy too, isn't it?
It's so fucking creepy.
Like we're just like watching
it's creepy,
each other
it's crazy.
all the time.
Yeah, no, it's like not normal. And when I think about it, I think about this all the time. One, humans are not, we're not made to be this overstimulated. So no fucking wonder why everyone is depressed, anxious, suicidal, and people are comparing themselves at like crazy rates. And I mean, I do it too. Like,
And
you don't
every
even
generation,
realize
it's getting worse and worse and worse.
it's
like,
insane. It's almost like one of those things where like it really makes me consider wanting to bring children into the world at any point. Obviously I do, but I'm like, I'm scared for them.
yeah.
Like this is scary. Like it's heavy and it's a lot for us to deal with on a daily basis. But like imagine the younger generation who didn't get to like go to middle school and high school and like do crazy shit and live these crazy lives without everything being recorded, and you can't get away with shit these days. Like, life is very different, and it's really getting worse. Like, I saw a video today on Instagram, and I sent it to Johnny, and it basically said that AI, and even us just doing this podcast, like, because it has access to our voices and our cadences and the way our mouths move when we talk and whatever we put out on social media ever in the world, like, they can use that to then like generate videos or, you know, whatever of us like saying things that we never said or doing things that we never did. Like, it's gonna get crazy. And this is like only the beginning of where all this shit is. And it's really gonna blow your mind if you're not tapped into that at all. Like, it's gonna get crazy. So if we think it's crazy and overwhelming now and hard to stay present, just wait. It's like a motherfucking Black Mirror episode.
No, it actually is.
Yeah, it is.
Like the AI stuff and like.
Yeah, it's insane, and it's really only gonna get way more insane. Like, I don't even know if we'll really be like present people at all anymore in general. Like,
I don't know if like it's even possible for people to be that present anymore unless you do remove like the technology from like I mindlessly, like, I don't even notice it. I'll pick up my phone and I'm meaning to like text someone that something that important, and I pick up my phone and immediately click Instagram.
It's like it's not even you. It's like, it's like your body is just like, and your brain is just used to going right there, and like it's like involuntary at that point. Like, you just float and fell into Instagram again. Like, what the fuck is going on?
And like, just the way that social media has made us so desensitized to things that are going on in the world, things that happen on day-to-day basis. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. Like, I'll see something fucked up and it doesn't even seem that fucked up anymore.
Well, there's two sides to it. It's like, yeah, we are so desensitized to like crazy shit, and like people's feelings and like ruining people's lives is just like something that happens on a daily basis, and like just crazy shit in general. But like, we've also, and I'm not talking about we, because I know it's not us, but everyone's so goddamn sensitive. Like, it's really scary that you can't get away with even making a joke these days. And like, where is the fun? Like, where are the jokes? Like, everyone wants to cry about everything. Like, it makes me, that's honestly like when I have those moments of like wanting to put myself out there and not wanting to put myself out there, like, that's the reason. Not because I'm fucking scared, bitch. It's because I think it's crazy. Like, it's an insane concept if you really think about it. You know? Like, we're just in the infinite web world.
And
like
it's
that.
like you have to like just, it's almost like like us even doing this podcast, we're forced to tap into it even more because that's the only way you get like recognition, or
not
like,
even recognition, but that's just how everything thrives these days. If you know, a clothing store doesn't have an online business, like, you're probably not going to make it. Like, everything needs an online presence. So it's like, yeah, we really kind of have no choice. And don't get me wrong, like, I do love these social media platforms and the internet for all its good things, but like, it's almost like more bad than good at this point. And it's really damaging to our subconscious, because we can be like on it every single day and like not even realizing that like these things are affecting us. But like, when I'm laying in bed and I'm on TikTok for however long, and I realize, I actually like had this realization when I was in bed with Johnny one day, and I got up and I was like, holy fuck, an hour has gone by and I've cried, I've laughed, I've gotten extremely angry to the point where my body was hot, and then I was happy again, and then I was like inspired. Like, that's not how our brains are meant to digest information. Like, no wonder why, like, I don't know, like, no wonder why I feel like I'm gonna explode some days.
not to mention the like attention span. Like, they say like your videos and reels should be like a minute or less now. Like,
yeah, because everyone's like, next,
yeah,
next, like it's
they
not
don't
enough.
See something they like, it's next.
Yeah,
And
it's really insane. I also had this conversation recently with Johnny because, again, like, I'm very like I'm always stressing about like being present, especially because life is just happening so fast. And I don't know about you, but ever since like I hit my later 20s, like I really feel like time is just like slipping from my hands and it's going faster and faster and faster every single day. And, you know, once you're getting older, you start to see everyone around you getting older and you see kids getting older and our family is getting older and my dogs are getting older. And I'm like, wow, like we're so consumed in like what we have going on in our phones and in our lives and everyone else's life, but we don't like stop for a minute and like be like, wow, like what I have right now is fucking everything to me. And I really need to be here now. And I think and like navigate like that every single day. Like I really do like try to be that. So when, you know, someone who's around me all the time, AKA my boyfriend, like we spend all day together and he makes money by being on his phone and making calls and just like being on it all day. And as much as that's such a fucking flex and it's amazing that we can make money while being home and just like doing very minimal work on our phones, like wait a minute, like we're alive and we're here, like look around you, let's wake up for a second. So we actually had a conversation that I told you about I don't know, last week or something, and I was just like, I don't want you to be present like for me, for my sake. I want you to be present because I don't want there to be a time when you look back on these years of your life, which are some of the best years of our life. Like we don't have kids yet. It's just us. We live in Miami. Like life is beautiful. Our family is healthy.
All right, you guys, sorry we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we're back. It got a little bit darker outside, but that's the beauty of living in Miami. We have the most gorgeous sunsets. And, you know, we're just like figuring stuff out as we go. We're like using different cameras, different equipment, different space.
So if it's giving ghetto,
then that's what it's giving. But
that's what it's giving.
I feel like it's a little bit more our style anyways. I mean, it is for me.
Yeah, like we're kind of ghetto, so it's fine. You know, what are you going to do?
I mean, I could really like elaborate on that if I wanted to. But
yeah, I think they get it.
But we were talking about, obviously, you were telling everybody about a conversation you recently had with Johnny about being present in like, you know, in the moments, not for you as like your partner, but for himself.
Right. So I think like, you know, the reason why I brought up that conversation at all is because I want that for everyone. Like I want everyone to be able to stop and smell the roses and actually like be where they are now, because now is all you have. And I know that sounds like a fucking quote you see on Instagram and it's just like, okay, yeah, whatever, next. But seriously, like life goes by so fast and, you know, everything that you have right now, if it's good, like not only be so thankful for that, but like be so fucking present in it too. Like I'm so grateful and happy every single second that I have that I'm healthy and that my family is healthy and my friends are good and my dogs are alive. Like we need to be able to be in that and then not ever have time to look back and be like, damn, I wish I was more in love with where I was, even if it wasn't, you know, the best place I could be in my life. Like as long as we're like with it and like alive, like life's pretty good.
I feel like a lot of like the times too, I can like remember and look back the ones where I'm like, oh shit, I should have took a video, but I was just so present that like I didn't even think about taking a video. Like that is like amazing. I feel like
those memories are like nothing can take that away from you. You know, you have that with you, and you know it's nice to be able to like look back. And I'm always like recording everything because I never want to like forget certain little moments and stuff. So like, you know, I do appreciate the beauty of being able to do that too. But like being in the moment, even if you do lift your phone up to like record it too, like that's all you have. And I think it's so funny because our phones legitimately are a reflection of our brains. Like if you were to go through my phone right now, you'd be like, oh my God, you would get to know me more than anything else, like more than any other app. Like every picture I have on my phone, every conversation that I have, every app that I have, like it's literally my brain just in this little device that I hold in front of me. And that's crazy.
It is crazy. And I think like I'm just like, I used to be way more absorbed than I am now, for sure. I've gotten like
Absorbed in your phone?
in my phone. Yeah. Like I used to be so bad. Like my friends would call me out all the time when we were having like girls night, and they'd be like, Sally, put your fucking phone down.
Yeah, it's like you might as well not even be here.
Yeah, you might as well not be there. And I like, now I'm like the police on that, because like I want, when I'm like around my friends or my boyfriend or whatever, like I like chose to be there with them for a reason, and I want to like enjoy their company. And I think that it's like something that everybody needs to practice more, even though our lives are so driven on social media, our incomes, our like brands, our businesses, everything is like all centered around it. Like it's just better for your mental health to like detach and like take some time. Like when I was mentioning earlier, when I lost my phone for a few days, I had never meditated that much in my entire life, and read and journaled and practiced like manifesting like in written form. Like never had I actually like taken time to focus on that. And like it was like crazy how peaceful I felt.
It's funny too, because I've been in a place before where I was like, oh, I'm gonna like write things down and, you know, manifest a little bit, but I wrote those things down in my phone. And there's something so different about physically doing it, like with a pen and paper, and then like doing it on your phone is just the same stuff. Like we're glued to this thing in our hands. Like get off of it and like look around you for a second, you know? And being present is just so important. Like how can you really, and that's another thing too, when you're having conversation with someone or when you're getting to know them and you want to like create this comfortable, safe space with each other. Like I cannot get to that level with you if you're not with me and like looking me in my eyes. There's nothing I hate more than someone who can't look you in their eyes and someone who is glued to their phone. It's like, you can leave.
And like,
it's fine.
I think, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but my number one pet peeve is repeating myself.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh my God. I like
lose
cringe.
it. I know.
Lose it. And I have to, I do this to my mom all the time.
She's like, what?
She's like,
That's my mom.
so you said this, and she'll repeat the same question just in a different way. And I literally will like freaking lose it. Like, I'm like, Suzanne, I just told you what the fuck I just said. Like,
do you call your mom Suzanne?
When I'm angry? Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're like
when she calls me Sally Ann,
yeah,
I'm like, well, Suzanne.
Yeah.
And same thing with my boyfriend. I'm like, you know what? I'll mention it before when he says, I'm sorry, what'd you say? And I'll be like, you know, I literally just said it, right?
Oh, I do that with Johnny all the time because he's glued to his motherfucking phone.
I mean, like, Aiden is like in the business of social media. So like, but one thing I will say, when I first met him that attracted me to him, like on our first date, his phone was down the whole time.
Yeah, but it's always like the first couple of days. And
yeah, but then they show you who they really are after that. They're like, oh yeah,
I know who you really are. I'm just kidding. But yeah, like, that's what people do.
No, it's true. I mean, I will say, like, I used to be, in previous relationships, I used to be like insecure about like my man being on his phone 24/7. But like with him, it really is all about his work. And I do know that. However, even though he tries not to like mindlessly scroll or be super absorbed in it, he definitely is, like, whether he likes to admit it or not. So it's like these are like real life things, because there's a lot of people in this industry now that are like content creators, brand coaches, like things like that. And it's like you're trying to just use it for income, but you're like, I don't mindlessly scroll and I'm not absorbed, but like you're literally on it 24/7.
Yeah,
so like,
and the way it's justified is like it's work and it's what I have to do. But it's like, so when are you gonna like be here and be alive?
present.
Yeah, it's everything.
It is everything. And like, especially when you're trying to form like a super genuine emotional connection, if you're 24/7 on your phone, even when you put it down, all that stuff's
still circulating
in your brain. Like, how are you able to be present with the human across from you if like all you're thinking about is this DM or this content strategy or
even
this
if you're
whatever.
not on your phone, like just the way that we are now, that's what we're doing all the time. Like I'll find myself just like here folding laundry and like I'm not on my phone, but I'm thinking about all the things that I need to do, all the messages that I need to get back to, what I need to post for today. Like, oh, I need to get back to this email. Like to detach from it physically is one thing, but really let your mind like kind of forget about it for a little bit. Highly suggest.
Yes.
Highly suggest.
I know. I definitely think even though it was forced by me losing my phone, I think I should like try to do that like at least once a month.
Honestly, and I know it was just Instagram that like I had taken away from me for a while. But at that time, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not supposed to have Instagram right now. I'm not even pressed on getting it back, even though after a while I was like, okay, it's time to get my Instagram back. During that time, I was so productive and I wasn't like, I felt good about myself. I was like, damn, I'm the baddest bitch. I got the best personality because you're not constantly, even though I feel like I'm not someone who's ever like in comparison with other people or like I don't do that.
It's subconscious.
You are. You are. Like you don't, never in my life, literally until social media, never in my life did I ever think that I wanted a boob job or that I wish I had a bigger ass or looked at something on my face and like thought it was like needed to be fixed. Like never in my fucking life until this shit started becoming our lives. I started, criticizing myself and like thinking something was wrong or thinking I'm not doing enough or thinking I haven't traveled enough or thinking that I'm not where I need to be in life. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like if this is what this is doing to us, then I don't know. I think it's like pretty much all bad.
No, it is. I'll even say just this, not what 4th of July weekend, which was just a couple weeks ago or whatever. I was having like some anxiety going on and like most of the time in those situations, I would be glued to my phone. Like, whatever was giving me anxiety, I'm like obsessing over or whatever on my phone and not being present in the moment. I legit, and you can ask my friends,
Threw it in the river.
I legit put my phone down in the room and hopped on the boat and was gone for like 8 hours.
I'm
no
proud
phone.
of you for doing
and
that.
Did I get like pictures? Yeah, other people took pictures of me. Did I take a million selfies and a million videos? No. But I had like so much fucking fun.
Yeah, did you have like one of the greatest times ever with your friend that you'll always remember and it's like the best thing ever?
Yeah.
And that's so much worth
I found
anything
myself
else.
like walking around looking for seashells and under the water.
Like, you're like, wow, you
this
feel
is
like
so
a kid
pretty.
again.
Yeah, it's like
crazy.
because like you don't even have the phone to like go to if you like if you're gonna go for a walk or you're gonna go to a workout or like I don't know something like that. Leave your phone at home.
Yeah.
Like try it. I feel like that is just one way to like start creating a habit and like instead of the first thing you wake up in the morning, grabbing the phone, checking the feed, like grab a book, grab your journal.
I'm just going to be so straight up. I'll probably never wake up and instantly grab a book. Like it just won't be me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like go do something else. Just go get up and watch the sunrise. Like I will give that advice and I do encourage everyone to do just that. Do anything productive that's not being on your phone. But I can't sit here and say that the first thing that I do when I wake up is not going on my phone. Like I do, but when I'm being mindful of it and I want to have a better start to my day, I get up. I go on the balcony. I let the sun rise. I feel the sun on me. I drink some coffee, maybe smoke a little joint, and I chill with my dogs and I say thank you for everything. And then I'll grab my phone and take a video and show it to the world.
Yeah.
But little moments, even if you can turn those into bigger moments where you leave your phone when you're going on a boat with your friends or, obviously we want to have our phones also for like safety reasons and like you want to be able to like always let people know where you are if you're like doing anything crazy. But like, I think collectively, like we would all really benefit from taking time off. I almost wish there was like a universal mandate and like phones would just like be off for a little bit unless like you needed emergency services. Like we need to be able to like, I don't know, there should be like a national no phone day.
Yeah, like the Star Spangled Banner, but like
no
put your phone down.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that, I don't know. I think that it would benefit a lot of people. Because I think the more they do it, they'd be like, oh, wow, like, there's so much life to live. There's so many beautiful things outside that I don't even look at because I'm on my phone. Even yesterday, me and Johnny went outside to walk the dogs, and I'm walking out of my building, and I'm not on my phone when I walk them because they're a pain in the ass and they pull and there's other dogs, and I'm not trying to get into a whole situation, but he's glued to his phone when he walks them. He doesn't care who's in front of him. And we were walking out and he's glued to his phone, and I'm looking around and I saw this huge moth. Like, I've never seen a moth. It was like a bird. I've never seen a moth that big before in my life. And even that was pretty fucking cool. And I wouldn't have seen it if I was glued to my stupid fucking phone. So stupid little things like that are like little reminders, like, oh, wow. Like, there's so many things going on around you and so many things to connect with around you other than your phone.
Yeah.
It's time to put a rest to it, sis.
Well, I was even sitting in church the other week, and the pastor made it part of his sermon about social media, which is crazy to me.
And that's
like,
when you
I feel
texted me and you were like, we're definitely talking about
yeah,
that.
because like that's even something that's like so not what I'm used to. Like growing up in church service, you don't ever talk about social media, but he like
It just wasn't even a thing.
made it a point to say like you need to detach. Like whether whichever way you flip it, no matter who you are, what your intentions are, or what, the main purpose behind social media is for approval. Like
it's for like connection, and then it's
but
approval.
like what it has turned into
for
is
sure.
everybody's like thirst for approval, because we are all getting less and less secure and present in our own bodies, selves, homes, like relationships, that we have to go to Instagram and be like, relationship goals.
Yeah, or I got up at 6 a.m. today. Like,
yeah,
who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like, who are we trying to do this for? And not for nothing. Like, anything that I post in general is for me. Like, I don't do it for other people. But again, subconsciously, I'm looking at how many people like my shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
even though I say and I feel like I don't care.
People are buying likes too, like buying followers. Like that's like been a thing now for a while. And then don't even get me started on Facetune and fucking
just, like, warping
Face app.
ourselves
Like
and-
you don't even know what somebody fucking looks like anymore.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying, where like never in my life did I ever think that there was like anything I would want to adjust on myself, or like look at my face in a certain angle and be like, I don't like that. Like, I'd be like, that's just my face, and like that's how faces move. And then now in this world that we're in, I'm like, oh my God, a smile line, I want to kill myself. Like, psychotic.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And like just some of the most beautiful people in the world are doing it too, you know? And it's like, it's just become so normal to alter what God made you like,
Right.
you know?
And to also even like, so many people put on these like facades of who they are, and like, this fake personality, or they really warp themselves to be this like non-existent person. Like, you literally look like a cartoon, and it's like, what is that doing to your psyche? Like you're like playing games on yourself, and like you have to keep up with that. And that's like really consuming, like for your mental and everything else. Like, it's a lot to keep up with.
My best friend Ashley, she has a 7-year-old, and she was telling me at dinner the other day that she's like in a group chat with all her like mom friends or whatever, and they were like talking about like they always talk about like what their kids are doing, what's like driving them crazy, or like what they hate or whatever. And she said that like one of them brought up like how she couldn't stand whenever she catches her kid on YouTube that he's literally watching YouTube videos of other kids, and she thinks it's weird, it's creepy, like I hate it, I want to take the YouTube away from him. And Ashley goes like, well, aren't we doing the exact same thing?
Do.
Like,
yeah.
They're watching people that look like them. We're watching the people that look like us, and we're just not living in our own lives. We're living in other people's lives. It's like a TV, but it's on it's social media. It's very weird.
It's giving Black Mirror.
Yeah, it's like the concept when you put it in like perspective like
Yeah,
that
like even if you
is
just
bizarre.
like write that down, it's
Yeah.
like, this is a scary movie.
Yeah, like I'm watching other people's like what they want me to believe about their lives for what, so that I
Right.
can like
Even like the concept of like, you know, there's so many reasons why social media is toxic, but like female to female, I know that at some point everyone, even like the guys out here, sometimes guys are worse than girls, but like we're investigating shit, we're trying to find shit
oh
out
my
about
God,
people, especially our boyfriends, our
the
girlfriends, like the
finstas.
finstas, but like even to like study someone else and look at their shit and focus on what they do, like psychotic. It's
Yeah.
psychotic behavior if you zoom out and you think about it. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's become like so normal and so easy to like spy on people's lives and like know things about them when like you don't know them at all in person or vice versa. Like it's really
It's scary. It's
scary.
scary. Like social media makes it okay for you to be shady and dishonest, and but it's normal on social media. But in real life, it's not normal. You know, like the fact that I edit my face and I DM in vanish mode, or I'm like on a fake Instagram messaging my boyfriend to see if he gets caught up, like. You know what I mean? Like that's a normal thing on Instagram. But if you did that in real life, like if you tried to like go send a person to go catch your boyfriend, like then you're fucking crazy,
Yeah,
right?
that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
But like we're doing the same thing on social media, and so it's just normal, right?
Yeah, it's like a really insane world.
Because I know so many people who have those fake Instagrams that they go like creep on their men or their women, or like, I mean, it's probably more females than men, but like anyways, like, you know, you have a whole separate page designed to like,
And above all else, like it's like why do it to yourself? You know,
Yeah, you're
like
creating
you know what
anxiety.
you could do with that time. You could call your grandmother and tell her how much you love her. You could go grow a garden. You could go on
Yeah.
a bike ride. You could go work out, bitch. But instead, you're fucking stalking people on Instagram and fucking face tuning your shit. Like, what are we doing? We're like in quicksand, and it's really getting worse. I found myself last night, and this was just for fun. Don't get it twisted. It's on my phone. I just did this because I was fucking bored. And tell me how I spent like $8.99 on it. Like, what are we doing? But there was like another one of those AI generator apps where like it can turn your face into like different AI photos of you or whatever. And this one was like really fucking accurate. And I was like looking at it and I was like, oh my God, these are so cool, like pretty, ooh. And then I caught myself, I looked at one and I was like, should I make my lips a little bit bigger like they are in that picture? And I'm like,
right.
Stop. What the fuck?
I think even me and you with this podcast, we like both kind of were like,
I don't like the way I
seeing
look.
us on video where you aren't able to like edit the way your face is shaped, your lips are how big they are, like how skinny you look.
I had to be like, yo, like
you have to
for a
like come
second,
back down to earth.
This is us. This is like who we are. And like the better option is to just like accept ourselves and love ourselves for like who we are in person. And like our online persona is that, you know? Doesn't mean that we're not that and that I'm not who I am on Instagram or online. That's me, bitch. But in person, people have insecurities. People have textured skin. People have bald spots and shit. Like, you know, or like, you know, things about their body that they don't like. And like, no one's thinking about that in person. So like anytime I've found myself caught up, or when we watched the first episode and I was like, oh my God, I don't like this. Like, I don't want to post this one, like let's refilm it. And then you were like, what are you even talking about? You look great. And then you complained about something and I was like, I wouldn't have even noticed that. Like, I think that you're stunning, you know? So what the fuck? It's just like this mind game that we're all subconsciously playing on ourselves. And that's what creates anxiety. That's what creates comparison. That's what creates comparison. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's really bad and it's really toxic, but that's another thing. And, you know, to bring it back to like being present, like love who you are now. Like, you're so perfect.
And where you're at right now too, because like I think my bigger, I don't struggle as much with like my appearance in the comparison
Again, some people
column.
really do,
Yeah,
you know?
but I do struggle with the comparison column when it comes to what people have.
Or
you
what
know?
people are like doing or how much they've
Like,
accomplished.
oh my God, how is she traveling so much?
Right.
Like, does she have like so much money? Like,
Right.
what the hell? Like, why am
Yeah.
I not traveling that much?
Yeah.
Like, why do I not have a Birkin bag yet? Like, why, you know what I mean? Like,
For me,
silly shit that doesn't even
It is
fucking matter.
silly. It
like,
is so silly. For me, the other day, I was scrubbing our toilet bowls, and I was thinking to myself in my head, I'm fucking here scrubbing this toilet bowl when I could be on a yacht in fucking Dubai, and I'm here because I see these bitches on a yacht in Dubai. It's like, my life is great, and
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to scrub shit stains off the toilet bowl. Like, it's a good life. It's not all that bad.
And like, you can't, like, obviously the memories are what we can take with us, but
Memories is
like
all
all
we
these
got.
like materialistic things, money, even just money, you can't, it's, what is that? Like, when it comes down to like your actual like experiences with the people that you love, like it has no comparison really. Cause like, would
Nothing
you give all
holds
that
any
up to
weight.
just have these little things? Like, no, no, I wouldn't. Like,
All of those things are nothing.
yeah.
Nothing. And this even right here is just a meat suit, guys. So if I'm ever going to be critical over the way that I look, I need to remember that, like, this is not going to exist one day.
Yeah.
But, like, this,
And like, that's like
forever.
with you, the people that you surround yourself with, like friend circle, your man, your girlfriend, like whatever, like they're pretty on the outside. Yes. But are they going to be pretty on the outside forever? Or are you going to want what's on the inside around you forever? You know what I mean? Like, that's how like I look at the people around me nowadays too, is like choosing your circle, choosing the table that you choose to sit at. I don't give a fuck what you have, what you don't have, where you came from. Like, it's all about like what's inside. And like, that's why I think that this is such a big topic, is because it goes that deep. It really does.
yeah, it's definitely something that's going to come up more in this
sure.
podcast. And in the next episode, I want to talk about something specific.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, as far as this social media umbrella and the topics go, like there's so many little things that we can talk about with this topic, but I want to kind of shed some light on, you know, the other negative effects of social media and the negative effects it has on relationships and, you know, some things that I know a lot of girls struggle with, and I don't know any men personally that have struggled with this specific topic, but, you know, some girls that I want to give some advice to and just talk about our personal experiences. So we're so excited to do that in the next episode. And
we're gonna answer some like questions from people.
Yeah, so we'll be tracking those. Keep you know, leaving comments for us, and we'll try to answer them in the next episode. But other than that, we are so happy that you guys tuned in with us today. And we just want to remind you to be present as we're reminding ourselves every single time, no matter what we're talking about on this podcast. It's not only for you guys, it's for us too.
For us, for sure.
So thank you so much for sitting and chilling with us. We love you so much.
Thanks,
and we will
guys.
see you next week.